Hello friends, welcome to our channel Mechanical Motivator. In this channel, we will be seeing mechanical and motivation videos. So in today's video, we will be seeing a detailed explanation regarding damping. So what is damping? Actually, damping is nothing but any resistance offered to a vibrating body or vibrating system is called damping. Device which is used to control the vibration is called as damper. So actually what happens is vibration will be eliminated with the help of friction. So for instance, if we take an example of a viscous damping, here we are using liquid or oil. So what happens is partial friction and partial fluid is utilized in eliminating the vibration. So just what is actually before going into that, we should know what is viscous damping. So damping provided by a fluid resistance is the viscous damping, and here partial friction and partial fluid plays a major role. So in damping, motion of a body is resisted by a frictional force. In vibrating system, the effect of friction is referred to as damping. So we will be seeing a few advantages of damping. Actually, damping reduces the amplitude of vibration and avoid the failure due to resonance. Speed of rotation of the shaft is also reduced. So these are the advantages of damping. Now we'll be seeing various types of damping. So first one will be viscous damping where liquid or oil is used. The second one will be Coulomb or dry friction damping, and third one will be solid or structural damping where springs are used, and fourth one will be slip or interfacial damping. Even we can also include magnetic damping here. In magnetic damping, what happens is the magnetic effect is utilized in eliminating the damping. Now we will be seeing the spring damper system setup. Here, actually in this setup, a spring and dashboard is attached to a mass EM. So this is the case one. In case two, what happens is the mass is pulled with a certain distance or displacement x. So the similar setup we already saw in equilibrium method. So that there will be two types of forces will be acting. So same concept we are going to include here. But only thing is due to this dashboard, a damping force is included. So what happens here is there are two forces acting. One will be an accelerating force which is pulling downwards. So accelerating force is denoted with the help of m d square x by dt square, and resisting force is denoted by s into x. So s denotes stiffness and x denotes displacement. So a damping force is denoted by C dx by dt, where C is the damping coefficient and dx by dt will be denoting unit velocity. So what this damping force will be doing is this damping force actually it will not allow the force to restore. So actually what happens here is it will eliminate or dissipate the vibration with the help of friction. So what happens is the vibration is converted into heat energy. So we will be seeing various terms like damping coefficient. So damping coefficient is nothing but ratio of damping force to unit velocity. So damping force is denoted by F and unit velocity is denoted by dx by dt. If you want damping force means just cross multiply. So C into dx by dt, and this damping force unit is Newton. Here we will be seeing a set of formulas. Actually, we already actually here we'll be seeing a set of formulas. We already saw what is damping force, that is nothing but C dx by dt. So now we'll be seeing another new term, that is critical damping coefficient Cc. So final formula for critical damping coefficient is 2m omega n. So in order to arrive at this formula, we will be following two steps for that. So that is nothing but Cc by 2m whole square minus S by m is equal to 0. If we take this S by m to the right hand side, so Cc by 2m whole square is equal to S by m. So taking square root on both the sides, so Cc by 2m is equal to root of S by m. So finally this S by m will be replaced with the omega n. So omega n, actually it's not omega, it's omega n is equal to root of S by m is equal to root of G by del, which we already saw in equilibrium method for determining the natural frequency for longitudinal vibration. So finally this root of S by m will be replaced with omega n. So critical damping coefficient Cc is equal to 2m omega n. So actually what this critical damping coefficient is, we will be seeing this concept in the critical damping case. Actually, it is nothing but the amount of damping required for a system to be critically damped. So, for a system to be critically damped, we must know how much amount of damping will be required for the system. For that, we actually need to know the value of CC. So, unit of damping coefficient as well as critical damping coefficient is almost same. So Newton per meter per second. So damping force is Newton, unit velocity is meter per second. So unit will be Newton per meter per second. For both damping coefficient and critical damping coefficient, unit is same. That unit is Newton per meter per second. Now we'll be seeing another concept, that is damping ratio or damping factor. It is denoted by zeta. So zeta is equal to C by Cc. C is the actual damping coefficient and Cc is the critical damping coefficient. So C by Cc is equal to C by critical damping coefficient we got as 2m omega n. So damping factor is the measure of relative amount of damping in the existing system. So just we need to know about the formula on these formulas we'll be using for solving various problem. So now we'll be seeing three cases of damping. One will be over damped and second will be critical damped and third one will be under damped. In ODAM, what happens is the damping coefficient will be greater than critical damping coefficient, or zeta damping factor will be greater than 1. So these formulas we won't be using, just know the concept alone. So what happens in over damping is, we can take an example of a door which is used in AC room or offices or buildings. Actually, the door will be closing very slowly. So what happens is, actually this period is denoted as aperiodic. Actually, if you periodic means it's a continuous one, aperiodic means an abnormal or a discontinuous one. What happens in normal cases, when we close the door, it moves fast. But in our case, that is in overdamped case, what happens is it reduces the vibration and returns slowly back. So next one will be critical damping. Critical damping, the C will be equal to Cc. So damping coefficient will be equal to critical damping coefficient and zeta will be equal to 1. What happens is, in critical damping we will be using in automobiles for suspension system. So what happens there is mass moves back rapidly to its equilibrium position in the shortest period of time or possible time. So once the load is removed, what happens is the load will be returning back to its equilibrium position very fast, as quick as possible. So we can also take an example of a measuring instrument where we use needle. The needle has to return back to its equilibrium position or its starting point very quickly. So there we are using critical damping. So next one will be underdamped one. In underdamped, what happens is the C will be lesser than Cc or zeta will be lesser than 1. So we can take this an example as a, so what to say, this wave formation is an example. So there are, these waves will be, I mean, when vibration is generated, it will be formed in terms of wave, and first one will be x0 and second one will be x1, and these are the, actually these things will be denoting the amplitude. So what happens here is, actually in a system, when we leave the mass, it will reach its position in correct time. Most of the cases, generally we will be using underdamped one. So these formulas will be discussing in detail in next video. Just understand the concept alone. Actually, in this wave formation, for each period, frequency will be reduced and it reaches to the equilibrium position or zero position. So this period is called as time period. So time period is nothing but time required for one complete cycle. So we have to know the difference between viscous damping and free vibration. Actually, in viscous damping, what happens is this frequency is sorry. Actually, what happens in viscous damping is, if frequency is reduced over every cycle, it is denoted as viscous damping. Whereas in free vibration, the time period won't be same. It may vary. That is, time period between next two successive cycles won't be same. So this is the basic difference between free vibration and viscous damping one. Actually, this is the neutral line. So when the waves join the neutral line, then then at that particular point, the vibration will be zero. So this is the three basic difference between underdamped, overdamped, and critical damp. So I hope you have got a basic idea regarding all these three damping. Now we'll be moving on to the logarithmic decrement. So next one we'll be seeing logarithmic decrement. Here is the logarithmic decrement. It's nothing but natural logarithm of the amplitude reduction factor. So we will be seeing here there are two waves, that is x naught and x1, or x1 or x2, that is nothing but x1 and x2 will be representing the amplitude. So down in below there will be there is a formula for the ratio of two successive amplitude. So what is amplitude reduction factor? We have to know about it. So amplitude reduction factor is the ratio of any two successive amplitude on the same side of the main position. So below there is a formula. This formula will be seeing detail in next video. So just understand the concept alone. So there are few formulas will be which will be seeing in next upcoming videos. So here are set of actually here will excuse me. So here we'll be seeing a set of formulas. Sorry. So here we'll be seeing set of formulas which we'll be using. Actually, the logarithmic decrement, the final formula will be del is equal to 2 pi zeta divided by root of 1 minus zeta square. So zeta is the damping factor. Once we know that, we can easily calculate the logarithmic decrement. So next we will be seeing damped frequency, that is omega d is equal to omega n root of 1 minus zeta square. This omega d is the damped circular frequency, and omega n will be natural circular frequency. So down will be a formula for number of, if you want to know about the number of cycles, then there is a formula as del is equal to 1 by n ln of x naught x naught by x1. And here is a formula where if you want to know the amplitude reduction factor, there is a formula for that. So x naught by x1 is equal to x1 by x2 plus is equal to x2 by x3 and so on, is equal to xn by xn plus 1 is equal to e exponential to minus zeta omega n time period is equal to a constant. Actually, these type of formulas will be using for calculating during the problem. So don't at present don't worry about it. Just understand the concept alone. I hope so you have got an idea regarding the all the three damping. Please do subscribe to my channel Mechanical Motivator and press the bell icon. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you have understood it. In case if you want to know about any other topic or any other subject means, just write in the comment section so that in upcoming videos I will be doing those. Have a nice day.